Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. Let's talk Star. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie? We actually start this episode right off with Arlene and Star and Derek. Star is literally outside sleeping by their pool. So she done got mad. They came there, then laid up. I'm like, I just didn't get it. And Arlene ended up coming out and saying to her, come on, honey, why don't you come on in the house? This, that, and the other. And Star's getting smart with her. She's like, let's not pretend. You're being nice to me because of what your son did to me. Let's not do that. Let's go back to what it is that we usually did. I'm like, that damn Star. And it gets interrupted by Derek coming out, and he's like, okay, Mom, all right, go in the house. And she says, you will not do to her what your father did to me. You will not. And that's, Star had told her, I like your son and I'm not going nowhere, you know what I mean? But he's not going to be putting his hands on me. So that was that. Arlene went on in the house, and she was in, because the father, we could tell they had a tumultuous relationship because of the way he feels about her, when Hayel went to see him in jail or whatever. So she basically ended up telling Derek, you know what? We're going to give it a try, but if you put your hands on me again, I will end you. I'll end your career and I'll fuck you up. Like, okay, whatever. Shortly after that, we found out Cotton has literally left. Cotton has left Carlotta's. She ain't working at the salon. She ain't staying at the house. She ain't doing none of that. We see her go, and she's talking to old nasty Maggie and asking Maggie if she could pick up some hours there at the club. Maggie actually is trying to come on to her. She's a freaky old. And Cotton was giving her very much a, girl, you ain't getting none of this, honey. You can forget it. In the midst of all that, Hayel actually shows up and grabs Cotton up and takes Cotton. Said, I got something for you. You always take care of me. I'll take care of you. He takes her to Jocelyn Hernandez's house. Jocelyn like, you ain't say it was this bitch. I want this bitch up in my house. And he's like, he got over there in Jocelyn's ear, honey, and told her about how he gonna give her some of that good old uncut ding dong, honey. And she's like, okay, she can come on in, honey. I said, oh. So Cotton ends up staying there with Jocelyn. That's just fucked up, but this is what it's doing. Later on, we actually see Mr. Wu, and he ends up Elliot Wu. He ends up asking Cotton to stop. He don't want her to hook no more. So she doesn't go into detail and basically tell him, like, I got the hook to be able to live, She said, you know my surgery's soon, and this, that thing, and the other. And she says, that's all right. If you want me to stop hooking, then I'll stop hooking. It's like, cool, no problem. So that was that. We're going to leave that there for the moment. We're going to leave that right there. Ava is actually being pushed to be the lead of the group. We see her doing some rehearsal, and that bitch is getting down. She got a whole little J-Lo thing going on, honey. I said, okay. She's really more advanced in the group. Like, she don't need the group. The group will be like backup singers to her. So that's that whole thing going on. Star ends up telling the girls, because girls end up coming to find Star, because they're like, well, where's Cotton? And Carlisle's like, I don't know. Well, where's Star? We don't know. So, child, the two girls go and find Star. They're like, we're going to Derek's house. I'm sure that's where she's at. Of course, that's where they found her. And they get into it. Star tells them flat out, if J-Lo's in the group, I'm out. I don't give a goddamn what you all say. And that was that. So they went about their business. Um, they continue on doing what they're doing as far as, trying to get songs together. They'll be going to Atlanta soon. Uh, After that, we cut to a scene. There was so much going on. We cut to a scene, and now the cops show up at the salon. And they show up with Child Protective Services. Child Protective Services takes Simone with them. So that's a whole big thing. And it's right before Star shows up. Star shows up and like, where's Simone? Like they took her. Then they're there. That's not the only thing. They start going on about this murder. They go through, they're searching the house, they find Carlotta's gun. So they take and they lock Carlotta up. They got Simone over social services. Simone tells the social worker, I did it. Otis raped me and that I'm not, she said, you didn't help me. That's not the first time I got raped. I got raped, with more foster parents before I even got to Otis. So Simone ended up telling the social worker, I killed him. I shot him and killed him. I stole Miss Carlotta's gun and I killed him. So we're like, okay. So then shortly after that, Star ends up running into social services and her and the social worker is going back and forth. And she's like, Simone already, she admitted to killing, to committing a murder. And I already had to turn that information over to Star. So Star's like, oh my gosh. So we're like, okay, no problem. So they got Carlotta about the murder and the gun, and they got her about taking kids that were in the system into her house. So they just really got her all jammed up. So we got some flashbacks going on. Cotton ends up hearing what's going on and comes down to see Carlotta. Carlotta's telling Cotton to come home. Cotton's like, I ain't coming home. You went too far this time. And they end up talking, and she ends up telling Carlotta, I've been hooking since I was 12 years old. And you got this thing where you think I do it because I like it. I don't do it because I like it. I do it because I have to. But no, I ain't coming home. I ain't even got you to do. I really don't. So after that, she goes out. She's like, I can't even do this with you. I just came to see if you was all right. And she leaves. Carlotta's over there breaking down, and she's like, I'm sorry. She did tell Cotton, I didn't plan for him to do that, this, that, and the other, and on and on and on. She's like, yeah, you never planned for anything. Then you're going on. You're always worried about these girls. You go on and take care of your daughters. I'm going to go on about my business. I was like, And then that's when we found out what the big connection to Carlotta and the girls and why she's so hell-bent on not losing the girls. She committed armed robbery while she was pregnant with Cotton. And she went to jail. Cotton was born in jail. Of course, they wouldn't let her keep him. They gave her baby to Mary. Mary raised Cotton till Cotton was about 3 years old. He was about 2 or 3. And she got out, and then you say Mary. And Mary was sharp. Mary was together. She wasn't on drugs or none of that. And she gave Cotton back to, she raised her baby until she got out. So Mary and Carlotta were really ride or dies. They was like, that was her ride or die chick, So yeah, she owe her. And that's what the big connection with the kids is. And I wish Carlotta would stop playing games and just come the fuck out and say it, and shit would start to make more sense. You know what I mean? To the kids. But you got all this confusion going on. Whatever. But yeah, that's before Mary was on drug shit. Mary's ass was sharp and doing the damn thing and making shit happen. So that was that whole thing. So after that, let's go back to Cotton and Elliot. We see Cotton coming home. She being dropped off by a trick. Elliot sitting on the damn steps. And he's like, you lied to me. You lied. I told you were beautiful. I told you were the most beautiful woman I had ever met. This, that, thing, and the other. But you lied to me. This, that, and the other. And he basically walked off and he left her. and that was it. Fucked up the relationship, period. Shortly thereafter, um, we actually figure out that the gun, they did all these forensics and all this stuff. The gun, Carlotta's gun, is not the gun that actually killed Otis. Okay? Her gun never even got fired. So Simone was set free. They actually let Carlotta go. The social worker promised Carlotta, I'm going to do everything I can to get Star and, well, Star's 18, but to get Simone with you because the best place for her is with you. I realize that now. They reunite everybody. Simone is so goddamn crazy and so goddamn high. She's like, I really thought I did it. I really thought that I had killed him. I'm like, girl, you ain't killed nobody. You never shot the gun. So everything's cool. So they all go home. Carlotta stops at Jocelyn's house and she's talking to Cotton and she's begging Cotton to come home. And she's telling Cotton, I love you, this, that, thing, and the other, on and on and on. Cotton's like, you know what? I just lost my man tonight. I don't really have time for this shit. It just is what it is. You fucked up and you want me to come home to make you feel better. But you fucked up and I'm done with your fuck ups. I've had enough. And I'm going to see you around. Get out. So she literally, she left. And so that's kind of where that actually ended out with that. Next thing we actually have go on, we have the issue of Ava being part of the group. So when all the girls get together, Star puts it out on the table. It's going to be, well, first of all, she comes in there and yanks Ava up and gives Ava the old 1-2. Pulled her by the hair and yeah, they got into it. She called her a bitch. Ava was like, she said, you want to be me, bitch? You'll never be me, bitch. And Ava was like, I don't want to be you, whore. And they went on at it. And then Ava's like, I don't need this shit. Star's like, I don't need this shit. Star's like, so what's it going to be, Hio? Is it going to be me or is it going to be Ava? We end this shit real quick. And that fucking Hio looked, he said, Ava, I got to go with Star. And that's where we ended out. You know what? I got the sneaking suspicion that Hio is Ava, that is Star's father, or has an idea that he may be Star's father, or maybe he's not Star's father. Maybe he's Simone's dad. Yeah, because Simone is half and half. So maybe he's Simone's dad. I don't know. Something just ain't right. But he definitely said he was going to go with Ava, and Ava's definitely more talented than Star. So I don't know. But that's actually where it ended out at. Y'all tell me what y'all think about down there in them comments, honey. All right, I'll talk to y'all next week. Later.